Photoreal macro of matte black circuitry with glinting light, shallow depth of field, slow parallax camera movement. Remember BlackBerry? The phone with the keyboard, the business device, the status symbol. The company people thought Apple and Android destroyed. But here's the twist. BlackBerry didn't disappear. It transformed. Today, BlackBerry is no longer trying to win the smartphone war. It's playing a completely different game. Cybersecurity, secure communications, embedded operating systems, automotive software, robotics, medical devices, and the future of software-defined vehicles. BlackBerry says its QNX software is now used in more than 275 million vehicles worldwide, trusted by automakers and suppliers for mission-critical embedded systems. Full YouTube talk script intro. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're talking about one of the most misunderstood tech companies in the world, BlackBerry. Most people hear the name BlackBerry and instantly think of the old-school keyboard phone, BBM, corporate email, and the early 2000s smartphone boom. But if you think BlackBerry is dead, you're missing one of the most interesting comeback stories in technology. Because BlackBerry today is not really a phone, it's a software company, it's a cybersecurity company, and more importantly, it's becoming a quiet backbone behind the future of connected vehicles, critical infrastructure, secure communications, and physical AI. So in this video, we're going to break down what BlackBerry is today, how it survived after losing the smartphone war, why its QNX software matters, and whether BlackBerry could become one of the most underrated tech comeback stories of the next decade. Part 1. The BlackBerry. Everyone remembers, there was a time when BlackBerry was the phone. Before the iPhone became the default device of the modern world, BlackBerry was the device for business leaders, executives, politicians, bankers, entrepreneurs, and anyone who wanted serious mobile productivity. BlackBerry had secure email, a physical keyboard, BBM messaging, and a reputation for being reliable, professional, and secure. It wasn't just a phone, it was a status symbol. But then, the world changed. Apple launched the iPhone. Google pushed Android. Touchscreens became the future. App stores became the battlefield. And BlackBerry struggled to adapt fast enough. The company lost the consumer smartphone market. But here's the key point. Losing the phone war did not mean losing the company. BlackBerry had something much deeper than hardware. It had a reputation for security, enterprise trust, and mission-critical software, and that became the foundation for its reinvention. Part 2. What BlackBerry is today. BlackBerry today operates around two major divisions: BlackBerry Secure Communications and QNX. The company describes itself as focused on security, trust, and innovation, with QNX serving as its high-performance embedded software division. Secure communications is about protecting governments, critical industries, and high-stakes organizations with encrypted communication, zero-trust identity control, crisis management, and operational continuity. QNX is the real hidden powerhouse. QNX is not something most consumers see, but it's software that runs underneath critical systems. BlackBerry says QNX is trusted by automakers and Tier 1 suppliers, and is now in more than 275 million vehicles on the road. So BlackBerry went from being the phone in your hand to being the software inside the systems you depend on. That's a huge shift. Part 3. Why QNX matters to understand BlackBerry today. You have to understand QNX. QNX is a real-time operating system and embedded software platform. In simple terms, it's software designed for systems where reliability, timing, and safety matter. This is not the same as a regular app on your phone. If a music app crashes, it's annoying. If a safety system in a car crashes, that's a major problem. That's why QNX is important. It's built for environments where software has to be stable, secure, and predictable. And that matters more than ever because cars are becoming computers on wheels. Modern vehicles are no longer just engines, wheels, and dashboards. They are software-defined platforms filled with sensors, chips, cameras, infotainment systems, driver assistance systems, electric controls, and connectivity. At CES 2026, QNX highlighted its role in software-defined vehicles, including integration into BMW's next-generation Neue Klasse vehicle architecture to support safety-critical systems. That means BlackBerry's future may not be about selling something you hold in your hand. It may be about powering the invisible software layer inside the next generation of vehicles. Part 4. BlackBerry's financial comeback. The comeback is not just a story. The numbers are starting to show it. For the fourth quarter of fiscal 2026, BlackBerry reported total company revenue of $156 million, up 10% year-over-year. Its QNX division posted record quarterly revenue of $78.7 million, up 20% year-over-year, while QNX's royalty backlog increased to about $950 million. For the full fiscal year 2026, BlackBerry reported total company revenue of $549.1 million, up 3% year-over-year. QNX revenue grew 14% to $268 million, while Secure Communications revenue was $258.9 million. That tells us something important. BlackBerry is no longer just trying to survive. It is trying to become a profitable growth software company. The company's CEO, John Giammatteo, said BlackBerry is no longer a company in transition and described it as a growth company with a proven track record of execution. That's a major statement for a company that many people wrote off years ago. Part 5. The big opportunity. Software-defined vehicles. The biggest opportunity for BlackBerry today is the shift towards software-defined vehicles. This is one of the most important trends in the automotive industry. In the past, car companies competed mainly on engines, design, luxury, and mechanical performance. In the future, they will compete on software. Can the car update itself? Can new features be added over time? Can the vehicle manage advanced driver assistance? Can the system run safely across multiple processors? Can the car protect itself from cyber attacks? Can the automaker create recurring revenue through software features? That is where QNX becomes strategic. BlackBerry's QNX technology is positioned as foundational software for automotive systems, and the company is also pushing beyond automotive into industries like robotics, medical devices, industrial automation, and physical AI. So the bigger story is not just BlackBerry and cars. The bigger story is BlackBerry trying to become infrastructure for the machine economy. Cars, robots, medical systems, factories, industrial equipment, defense systems, and connected devices all need secure, reliable embedded software. That's where BlackBerry is trying to play. Part 6. The cybersecurity angle. The second major piece is cybersecurity. As AI-powered cyber attacks become more advanced, governments and enterprises are paying more attention to secure communications, digital sovereignty, and mission-critical protection. BlackBerry's secure communications business focuses on encrypted communication, crisis response, identity control, and secure collaboration for governments and critical industries. This matters because the world is becoming more unstable digitally. More connected systems create more attack surfaces. More AI tools create more powerful cyber threats. More geopolitical tension creates more demand for sovereign, controlled, secure communication systems. BlackBerry's old identity was secure mobile communication. Its new identity is secure mission-critical infrastructure. That's actually a natural evolution. Part 7. Why people are paying attention again. Investors and tech watchers are starting to pay attention because BlackBerry has something rare: a legacy brand, a deep software asset, and exposure to future industries. Recent reports have highlighted QNX's role in millions of vehicles and BlackBerry's pivot away from phones into enterprise software. The Wall Street Journal recently described how BlackBerry is now thriving in a different form, with QNX embedded in more than 275 million cars worldwide. Investopedia also reported that BlackBerry shares rallied in 2026 as investors became more excited about QNX growth and the company's software-driven comeback. Now, does that mean BlackBerry is guaranteed to become a massive winner? No. There are still risks. The company has to keep growing revenue. It has to prove it can scale. It has to compete in cybersecurity and embedded systems against major players. And it has to turn its position in automotive software into long-term profitability. But the story is much more interesting than BlackBerry died. The better story is, BlackBerry lost the consumer device war, but may have found a new life inside the infrastructure layer of the future. Part 8. The bigger lesson. BlackBerry's story teaches a powerful business lesson. Sometimes a company's first identity is not its final identity. Nintendo started with playing cards. Netflix started with DVDs. Amazon started with books. Apple almost collapsed before becoming the world's most valuable consumer technology ecosystem. And BlackBerry? BlackBerry started as a mobile communication giant. Then it fell. Then it rebuilt around security, embedded systems, automotive software, and mission-critical infrastructure. That's the lesson. Companies can die, but capabilities can survive. The brand changed. The market changed. The products changed. But the core idea stayed alive. Secure, reliable communication and software for critical systems. So, where is BlackBerry today? It is no longer the phone company most people remember. It is a software company focused on secure communications and QNX embedded systems. It is inside vehicles. It is tied to the rise of software-defined cars. It is pushing into robotics, medical devices, industrial automation, and physical AI. And it may be one of the most misunderstood technology comeback stories happening right now. The next time someone says BlackBerry is dead, tell them this: BlackBerry didn't disappear. It went underground. It moved from your pocket into the machines, vehicles, and systems powering the future. And that might be an even bigger opportunity than the phone ever was. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Do you think BlackBerry is a real comeback story? Or is this just another legacy tech name trying to reinvent itself? And as always, stay focused, stay informed, and keep building your future.